Hi, there's something that I've been meaning to share, and it's an experience, a couple of experiences I had, and it's regarding how to deal with loss, and like one tip, if I could just stress this to as many if people could understand this. Um, in a nutshell, it's to express gratitude to those around you who are there to help you when you're grieving. And what happened was back in 2000, I lost my father and my grandmother. Um, they were within hours of each other. And I lost them, and of course my mom lost her mom and her husband, and and I was really emotionally cut off at that time, and it was devastating for me. I did cry, but my mom, she just kept crying and kept crying, and it hurt me, you know. I couldn't really deal with the continued grief for long periods of time, and I couldn't really think about it. I couldn't really address it because I was really cut off. Well, fast forward 10 years later, and my mom dies. And I was just floored. And so I was crying. I was a lot close. I was more in touch with my feelings at this time, and I was able to deeply meet grief head on. And I was talking. I remember I was her my mom's late my mom's boyfriend before she died. I was in touch with him after she died. He was out of state, and I called, and I was commiserating with him, and I just started crying and crying, and I heard him go, well, maybe I'm not really helping, maybe I'm just making things worse. And I just, that's how I felt when my mom was crying, when I couldn't handle it. So I immediately said, oh, no, 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 thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, I can't tell you enough. It may feel to you like you're not helping, but you just being here, it means everything to me, and you're really, really helping me. And I did the same thing with my boyfriend when I'd call him, and I just, I'd cry, and I'd remember that with with Phil, my mom's boyfriend, and I just made sure that I'd always, every time I was with somebody when I was grieving, I just thank you so much. This means so much to me. This means so, because I remembered how I felt. The last thing you want is your support system to feel like failures. Do not let, if that's the takeaway here, do not let your support system feel like failures for not helping you get over the crying. The crying is just such a wonderful, wonderful. I mean, not the tears, sobbing uncontrollably. That's just one of the most beautiful things. I mean, it doesn't feel beautiful at the time, but when you're going through it, it's such a beautiful release of pain. And in our culture especially, it is not okay to cry in front of other people. I know people say it's okay to cry, but only some people really take that to heart, because one of the first things people say when you cry is, don't cry. They tell you not to cry because when you cry, crying means you feel bad, and we're social species. So if I'm crying, I'm making you feel bad. Don't cry. Don't make me feel bad. But I've come to the point in my life when I actually love it when other people can cry, and I don't mean tears. A little tearing in the eye doesn't do anything for me. It's the sobbing, that uncontrollable sobbing. It's just such a wonderful, beautiful. I would be honored to have somebody cry, sob in my presence, because it would be such a wonderful gift to share with me. But not everybody feels like that, and they see. So you wouldn't have to thank me, because I'm at that place where I'm comfortable, and I would take it as a gift if you cried, if you sobbed with me. But most people aren't there, and they need reassurance. They need to feel like they're not failures. They need to constant reassurance, at least daily. But I'd probably say every session you're crying with them, just keep telling them that they're just doing what they're doing. It's just making all the difference. So if that's the big takeaway here, is don't let your support system feel like failures. Constantly reassure them that what they're doing is working. Just being there, allowing you cry. They can be on their phone. They could be, reading something while you're there. They don't have to be constantly. You could tell them that. You don't have to be constantly hanging on every word. Just you being here with me. I mean, it just means so much to me. And just do that, and I predict that one tip will make your grieving so much easier, so much more sustainable. You'll get so much more out of it. You can actually go deeper with the grief, if that's something that your heart is interested in. And I certainly wish somebody had told me this, or at least in my sense, told my mom this. Had I known this, or had she known this, she could have just reassured me. I don't know, maybe I would have still been that out of touch, but, who knows. So I hope this helps, and may you find that beauty in the tears. Bye-bye.